Welcome back to What You'll Learn. My name is Adam Ashton.
Yo, I'm Adam Jones.
Today, The Inevitable by Kevin Kelly. It's subtitled Understanding the 12 Technological Forces That Will Shape Our Future.
Yep. So very relevant book right now because
Yeah.
as it explains in the book, we're in a very unique time in history where technology is going fucking absolutely rampant at the moment. It's important to know what's coming in the future so you can better position yourself and maybe learn the right skills. And
Yeah,
put
definitely.
yourself in a good position.
It's written in 2016, yeah?
Yep.
And he says here, right now, today in 2016, is the best time to start. There has never been a better day in the whole history of the world to invent something. There has never been a better time with more opportunities, more openings, lower barriers, high benefits, high returns, greater upside than right now.
Yeah.
So he says the last 30 years have been a marvellous starting point, good platform, but today's where it really starts to ramp up.
Yeah, for sure. At some stage in the book, he goes on about how in 2050, people will be saying, fuck, you were around in 2016.
Yeah.
What the hell? What were you doing? Why aren't you all these new markets, all this new stuff? What were you doing?
And that's what he says. He says that much of what will happen in the next 30 years is inevitable. It's driven by technological trends that are already in motion.
Yeah.
So we've been slowly building to it. If you look back to 30 years ago, there's been a hell of a lot of changes.
Yeah.
But he's like, that's nothing. It's just about to start really ramping up.
So as he hinted to, the book's not necessarily about just like saying what company is going to be awesome or what product's going to be great. It's more just like these subtle trends that we're going to see into the future, and then maybe the products and things like that will be around these trends.
Yeah. So he goes through the 12 technological forces. I might just list them off, and then we'll dive into them. They probably don't mean too much. Yeah, we'll get into them. Number 1, becoming.
So becoming, moving from fixed products to always upgrading services and subscriptions.
Yeah.
So all the technology in the future, like technological life in the future, like will be just a series of endless upgrades. A little bit like our phone is now, and as we see like the Tesla Model S, the cars, they're starting to just be constant upgrades, which is pretty good, I reckon. Because compare that to like planned obsolescence, where where the companies design the product for it to fail in 3 years, and then you buy a new one, and the world's resources can't really sustain that. So from a sustainability standpoint, it's pretty exciting as well, I think. Yeah,
definitely. And he said in 1994, there was a guy who was like the head of the British Telecom at a conference for software publishers, and he said, I'm not sure how you'd make money out of the internet. And obviously today, everyone's making money out of the internet. So Kevin Kelly says that the coolest stuff has not even been invented yet. So there's things that we can't even imagine at the moment that are going to open up so many more opportunities for, obviously for big companies to capitalise on. But it's important for individuals to get their head around, because a lot of jobs that people are doing right now will be pretty irrelevant.
Yeah.
Robots will take over.
Yeah, fucking robots. We'll get in the robots soon, guys. Don't worry. Yeah. Fucking robots are coming, apparently.
Yeah.
But, so basically in the future, it'll be like constant discomfort and constant change going on. So you can't really just settle, and there'll be new things all the time coming through.
Yeah, he said you're always going to be a beginner. You're always going to be a newbie.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you're almost getting a grasp on whatever just got invented, something new is going to come along, and everyone's going to be brand new to that again.
Yeah, definitely. So should we get into the robots? Chapter 2. Cognifying. So basically making everything smarter using cheap artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it's all about the AI. About the AI.
So this is a new 5 years ago, have you heard of AI, the concept or anything?
Not a whole lot. Obviously, it was around a little bit. I think it's definitely approaching, isn't it?
It's like a real thing now.
Yeah.
So a few of the examples would be like, a lot of people might have heard of Watson, which is IBM's supercomputer that, awesome kind of logic questions and answers that. But something like that will be like the best diagnostician for like medicine, for example.
Yeah.
As opposed to a human.
Yeah, exactly. And it's saying everything can be cognified. Everything can add AI. So he says actually the next 10,000 startups are easy to predict. You just take X and add AI.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, where it's music, you can add AI. Laundry, you can add AI. So a washing machine that knows how heavy the clothes are, how dirty the clothes are, what type of clothes they are, and can adjust the wash cycle accordingly. Construction, nursing, toys. He said toys are basically going to become more like pets in that they're going to be so responsive and so intelligent that they're essentially a pet.
Yeah. So this will be a crazy trend because he also mentions like 70% of jobs in the future we won't even know it exists. So success for the people out there who want to be on top of this, success will go to those who best optimize the process of working with these robots and machines.
Yeah.
So the jobs the politicians are trying to keep away from the robots are the ones that no one wants to do either. So
Yeah, exactly. They're protecting the lowest level jobs, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that eventually robots can do them better and cheaper.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of people are doing at the moment.
So yeah, robots overall pretty good. It kind of like links into the book we reviewed last week, Drive. So that robots are taking away motivation 2.0 or type 1 jobs.
So AI is coming because the three things that are contributing to this is like a lot cheaper computers and parallel computation, big data in that there's so much more info that a computer can take in and use, and then better algorithms. So just applying all that data in a lot better.
Yeah, so crazy shit coming. So yeah, it's going to actually redefine what it means to be a human. He thinks.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said AI will tell us who we are.
Yeah.
He said we need AIs to tell us who we are, and that all the manual mundane shit that we're doing at the moment, if a computer can do that and we can focus on the more important things that humans should be doing. I don't know what that is.
So yeah, I reckon this is going to be the craziest trend in our lifetime for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be fucking wild.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be wild, mate. He said the robot takeover will be epic.
Yeah.
And we are already at the inflection point.
Yeah.
So it's coming.
So some of this so this guy's a lot smarter than both of us in the room and Kevin Kelly, like Elon Musk, and they really think AI is going to come and just fucking tear shreds through humans. They're really worried about what this AI can do in the future.
Didn't he say Elon Musk thinks AI might be the last thing we ever invent because then they're going to take over and we're fucked?
Yeah, fuck. So hopefully Elon's wrong about this one.
Let's back Kevin in.
Yeah, let's back Kevin in. Kevin reckons we're sweet. So.
Kevin reckons it's going to help us.
Yeah.
But Elon and a few others think that it's going to destroy us.
Yeah, so something, developers out there got to be mindful of and careful about.
Yeah, definitely.
So the way artificial intelligence works, it doesn't teach the robot how to do something. One of the new ways it does it teaches the robot how to learn something. So then it can go off and teach itself. And then over time, it keeps learning in such an efficient way that it actually might surpass humans.
Yeah.
So from the start, you don't develop the specific code to say how. It's just constantly learning. And then over time, as this artificial intelligence connects to all the other AI, all of a sudden you got these fucking super smart cloud systems. And what he mentions in the book is we're going to plug into it like electricity to get AI. So you're going to pay for the service, you're going to plug into it and get it to do some awesome service or questions or whatever. Like I mentioned earlier, getting a medical diagnosis or something, and then move on.
And he talks about Google, how they think AI is making Google's search algorithm better, but he's saying it actually works the other way around, in that the search is making AI better.
Yeah.
Because what happens is there's billions and billions of searches, and then if I'm looking for something, the things that I click on is what I want. And that teaches, as you say, the AI then learns, okay, well, if you're looking for a picture of an Easter bunny and you click on this picture, this is a picture of an Easter bunny.
Yeah. Fucking wild.
Yeah, so Google, he said Google, at the moment, all Google's money's coming from search, but he said it's all going to be
Google Photo, one of the best apps I've got. But
nice.
Anyway. So should we, next one.
That was big.
That's probably the most interesting one for both of us. The other ones. Definitely. He speaks in riddles a lot in the book.
He does a bit. And just briefly on the book as a whole, we normally do this at the end, but as the book as a whole, he sort of talks about a bit of the history and a bit of the facts as what's coming, and then he sort of will go on for a few pages as if he's a person in 2050 living, and he describes the world around him. I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool way to do it. I loved it.
Yeah. Number three, flowing. So you're depending on unstoppable streams in real time for everything. Yeah, so he's saying everything's going into real time. Before, I guess that there's a few phases. We just used to do shit, and then as technology improved, we were able to do things in batches. So it might be every month you pay your bills, because at that point they'd send all your bills. You could pay all your bills at once. Next, when the internet got better, you could do things daily. So you could go on and check every day. And now the third wave is real time. So you can go on and check your bank balance in real time.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for the next day for it to update.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Anything
Yeah.
else on that one, mate?
Yeah, just cool shit. Cool shit. Yeah. Number 4?
Number 4, screening.
Yep. Everything's going to become a screen.
It's pretty interesting. So
Surfaces, yeah.
everything you can react with, interact with, and it'll be a screen like your. I think you mentioned in the book like your cereal box or whatever will be like moving parts and just everything. It will just be a screen
Yeah.
that you look at. So
Yeah. And then he talks about a lot of stuff, doesn't he? He goes into a bit of an example about books. Obviously, books, there is already ebooks, but it's next level.
Yeah.
Next level, I think he's referring to.
Yeah, interesting shit.
Good shift.
Yeah, good shift. So next one,
Next one,
accessing.
accessing.
So we will go from owning assets to one where we have access to all services at all times. So as I briefly mentioned earlier, like I'm fucking excited for this one because
This is another big
it's
one.
just complete dematerialization. So I'm looking forward to the day when I like to surf, and rather than having to buy a surfboard, you just go on the net and then you just hire one. So it's a much more efficient way of using resources is accessing.
Yeah, and we're seeing a little bit of it already in some big companies now. Like Uber, obviously, is one where the ride sharing and that Uber doesn't own any vehicles, but they're basically the biggest taxi company in the world now.
Yeah.
And same as Airbnb, biggest hotel chain in the world, but doesn't own a single property. And they're just, people are able to access those vacant spots.
Yeah.
So accessing is going to be the big one. We're seeing like Uber and Airbnb are massive, but that's only scratching the surface.
Yeah.
So much more that we can access.
Yeah, the amount of times you hear like this thing is going to be the Uber for X kind of thing. So anything in that field is accessing. So love it.
Yeah, massive.
Bitcoin will be one of those as well. So,
Bitcoin, jump on.
Yeah. So decentralization of things, and then more peer-to-peer kind of stuff. And what do you think about even like at the end of the chapter when he goes on like what the world will look like? He even puts like clothes into the equation. So you're not going to buy clothes. It'll just rock up from a drone onto your doorstep, and then
what you want to wear.
Yeah, exactly. It's a new set of clothes every day.
Yeah.
So you don't have to really buy it. You just have a subscription service, and then you have clothes for the rest of your
I think
life.
it could be liberating, man, not having to own a house, a car, and all your shit.
Yeah.
And that's what he says. He says that accessing rather than owning keeps me agile and fresh, ready for whatever is next.
Absolutely love it. Spotify is an awesome one like that as well.
Yeah.
Just all your music and just in the one subscription service, you have access to everything in the world.
You don't get tied down to that
Netflix,
ownership.
fucking love it.
The
Love that
Essentialism, that's a book we should do as well.
Yeah.
The Essentialism, yeah.
Sweet, chuck on the list.
Just Essentialism, not the, sorry.
Yeah.
Sharing.
Sharing.
Up next.
So sharing is just like a collaboration at a massive scale.
Yeah.
So everyone working together on projects, not just because they're getting paid for it, just because they want to do it. So things like Wikipedia and things like that. So we're going to collaborate and like crowdsourcing and things like that are going to become even bigger in the future.
Yeah, and he sort of went through, there's a few different stages. So first is sharing. So that'll be just sharing ideas, telling each other what's going on. Second is cooperation. So helping each other out a bit. Third is collaboration, which is seriously working together. And then fourth is collectivism. So everybody working together towards a single goal.
Yeah. Yeah, good shit.
Number 7?
Number 7, filtering.
Filtering.
Not a fan of this one, but harnessing intense personalization in order to anticipate our desires. I guess
I think, mate, I was impressed with this one in that the main things is this quote here, our attention, so human attention, our attention is the only valuable source that we can produce without training. It's in short supply and everyone wants a piece of it.
Yeah.
So all the companies are vying for our attention. There's and he goes through some examples, some numbers obviously in 2017 of how many new songs, how many new books, new movies, blog posts, tweets, products, how much new shit there is in the world all the time, and everyone wants our attention.
Yeah, I guess when you in that kind of way, it's good. But the one thing I don't like sometimes is when it filters in a way that it only the information YouTube and Google only give you, it just kind of justifies whatever you
That's
already
true.
believe or whatever
Could be
political
used
beliefs.
against this.
All the information you get just surrounds what you already believe. So it's hard to have like critical thinking when
Yeah, exactly.
when the alternative information is filtered out and doesn't arrive to you.
That's true.
So in some ways it's great.
Whoever's controlling the filter.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm not.
that's
YouTube's filter sucks for me.
And that's what was it. I don't know if it was in this chapter. They're all blending together. But he said Netflix that they were really good because they spent a lot of money on their algorithm to show. Okay, you watch this show, you'll like this as well, and that's why they reckon. Kevin reckons their filtering has been really good.
yeah, ways like that, love it. But yeah, next one, mate.
Next one.
Remixing. So unbundling existing products into their most primitive parts and then recombining them in like all possible ways.
Yeah, I think it gives everyone a bit more opportunity to do more, isn't it? Taking a bit more control, a bit more personalisation over, and building your own stuff, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of remixing?
Yep.
You came on the was this where the music? He was talking about electronic music, or was that something else?
Oh, yeah. He spoke something in there about that. I'm not sure. Yeah, how easy it is to just. So in the past, it'd be pretty tricky to get a whole bunch of songs and then remix, but now it's just easy.
Yeah.
But that's kind of an analogy for bigger things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really follow too much in there, to be honest. I kind of digested it as if it's like using all kinds of different services and then finding ways to combine them to create a new service. And then so that's how I kind of digested this information.
Yep, I like it.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool. So if you're on top of the remixing, then you could create a whole new market, I guess.
Yeah, so you can essentially use things that are already out there and create something brand new by combining different elements.
Yeah.
I like it.
Love it. So yeah, that's happened now, like with things like, say, virtual reality, where you can create something in your room using virtual reality and then you can send it to your 3D printer. So it's using all these new technologies to just create a new service. Love it.
Mate, that's a good little segue because Chapter 9, interacting, is all about virtual reality, yeah?
Yep.
So he said virtual reality is a fake world that feels absolutely authentic. And there's VR, it's slowly coming along, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Samsung? They offer the phone with the VR headset?
Yeah.
But it's still in
the Oculus Rift. And have you worn one yet?
No, haven't done one. You did one, yeah?
I wore one about a month ago. It's
Yeah.
fucking wild. I genuinely thought I was in this other world.
Oh,
so,
sick.
and this is like very primitive technology. So
Yeah.
where this is going to go in 5-10 years, it's just going to blow our minds. If we knew it now, it'd just blow it.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you do?
Oh, it was like, so I was in a room and then I picked up a bucket from like the real world into this, into the virtual world, and then I was like catching balls in this area, and I was pressing buttons in this world to like release and then gravity. I turned gravity off, and then all the balls. It was
that sounds
things like that. So in this world, there's like, so we've got obviously in the real world like the laws of physics and things like that. In the virtual world, nah, not at all. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So it's up to the imagination and creativity of the programmer.
And they're making virtual reality sex as well, yeah?
Yeah.
I saw a thing where they just like had a chick and just had a fuckload of cameras and just photographing every angle. I don't know how it's going to work. How does the physical aspect of it work?
Don't know, but that's still to come. But that's pretty exciting. Actually, maybe
you should look excited.
Pretty exciting, but pretty scary as well.
Like,
if you could just get, I don't know.
Mate, it really would change relationships, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you can just go and
root
someone else without
the most smoking hot girl in the world, just in the virtual world.
Yeah.
No one knows it. Though. Is it cheating? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Fuck, I don't know. Probably is. So maybe.
I don't know.
But yeah, so another part of interacting, so this is equally, if not more wild, is so as things get smaller and we interact with things more and more, he reckons we'll be able to jack into our heads a computer directly into our brain. So this has already actually happened where a quadriplegic woman, they like these tech guys, put something into her brain so her mind can control a robotic arm to pick up a coffee bottle. So in the future, supposedly we'll be able to connect something to our brain that's actually Google in the brain. So if you want to look something up, just straight away, bang. So that's really hard to think of, or even to imagine, or even believe. Really, that's fucking wild.
As we said, man, like he says this is 30 years. This stuff sounds like real futuristic. This sounds like 1,000 years away. But when we look back over the last 30 years, people 30 years ago wouldn't
We weren't,
believe
mate, we weren't born 30 years.
No. I've got no idea.
But yeah, I'd say even 10
seem
years ago, Google Maps or something 10 years ago was like, holy shit, you know, I'd never believe you'd have like Google Street View and things like that.
Yeah.
And now it's just, we take for
And when did the
granted
first
straight
iPhone
away.
come out? I didn't have an iPhone, I reckon, till maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah. And before that
I
came
got on a bit late. But
all this would be make believe now. A lot of the stuff we take for granted. So
yeah.
wild
Intense.
stuff. So
Chapter 10?
Chapter 10, tracking.
Tracking.
So as the name suggests, just tracking pretty much everything we do from health. We're seeing that now with iWatches, so that's just going to get even better, and your Fitbits and all that kind of stuff. And then and one probably the most exciting thing of the health side of things is like you'll be able to monitor all your vitals 24/7. So if something's slowly creeping up and you know you can't consciously see it's coming, then all the technology will tell you, hey, fuck, go to a doctor, you're about to have a stroke. Or,
And that's the thing. Like, if you go and get a test, whatever test it is, a blood test, ECG, any test that you get, you're getting tested at that point in time. And medicine knows that out of the population that there's a general range of acceptable, this is healthy if you're between this and this. But really, by tracking, you're going to know over a long period of time, over years and years, what your normal range is, and then you'll know when you're outside that normal range.
Yeah.
So it's all about, if you go and get a test one-off, it's a single point in time, and you don't know how that compares to yourself. Whereas tracking, if you've got a good comprehensive view of what your normal is, then you'll know when you're not normal, essentially.
Yeah, exciting. So another thing a little bit different to the health side of things is life logging. So an example he uses in the book is like having a device on you that takes a photo like every 60 seconds, and then over time, it's just easier to remember all the conversations you had and the people you saw and everything. So your whole life will be logged and indexed, so then you can like search your life like Google or something.
Okay, sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
Wild book.
Question 11?
No.
Are you still going?
No, you said question 11.
Fuck.
Chapter 11? Questioning.
Chapter 11 question. And basically this is, from what I understood, is that all this is going to happen, and all this has happened, by asking questions and finding good questions, not good answers. Good answers gives you the answer and that's it. A good question opens up the whole realm of possibilities.
Yeah. So it's like the seed of innovation in science, technology, art, politics, and business.
Oh, yeah.
So all innovation, is from a good question.
Yeah.
And he mentions in this chapter, a good question may be the last job a machine will learn to do. So when the AI learns to ask a good question in terms of innovation, that's when, see you later.
That's singularity. That's humans.
That is singularity right there.
And so that's what he says. He says that robots are going to take over a lot of shit. Robots are going to do things that we do better. They're going to do things that we can't do. But at the end of the day, the thing that'll last the longest is the human ability to ask good questions.
Yeah. So that's our point of difference. So let's not lose that skill.
Yeah, ask good questions.
So next one.
Chapter 12, beginning.
Yeah.
Thousands of years from now, when historians review the past, our ancient time here at the beginning of the third millennium will be seen as an amazing moment.
So this is just the start.
That's what he said. Yeah, that's it.
Right now, it's just beginning. So if you're on top of all this stuff, this is where this book, we'll maybe go into review now. This is where this book is fucking awesome. Because like if you just realise, right, we're at the beginning and you can consciously make the right moves, you can be at the front of a whole new market, and financially you get well rewarded, and you can make a real impact in the whole world. Yeah. If you are right and proactive with everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a super actionable like, here, this is coming, you should do this. But it definitely gives you a real good comprehensive overview of what's coming. Yeah. And I think it's some stuff to us at the moment probably seems foreign and impossible, but I think it's most of the stuff I think is on the way. That's for sure.
Yeah. Either way, if it's not exactly, if this book's not accurate, at least we know there's going to be huge shifts in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. If you're someone who embraces change and is happy with change, then the future's going to be very happy and exciting. But if you're someone who loves your little box and your little comfort zone and you don't like things changing and you like your old phone and all that, then I think they're going to find it really difficult to keep a job and keep up with the times, what's coming.
Yeah. Who should read it? I think it's a good read.
Yeah. I think everyone, but mainly just for, I guess, younger people. If you don't know what you want to do with your life or you're stuck, maybe read this and then just I agree. I don't think there's a whole bunch of actionable stuff, but it's definitely an eye opener. Yeah, definitely an eye opener. That's for sure. Yeah, and entertaining read. I'd say easy read.
Very well written.
Smash through it.
Yeah.
And we'll get him on.
Yeah, we'll get him on. I don't think we've got a chance. He does a lot of podcasts.
Yeah,
we'll get him on for an interview.
Big Kev Kelly.
Yeah,
he'll be a good dude.
All right. What's next, mate?
Fuck, what are we doing? The Art of Learning.
The Art of Learning.
Josh Waitzkin.
Yeah.
So an exciting book about the chess prodigy dude.
Yeah.
Tai Chi champion.
Didn't even know they had Tai Chi fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But exciting book. So stay tuned.
See you next week.
Adios.
Let's have a sing.
The inevitable
Kevin Kelly. Becoming conifying, flowing, screening, access to sharing, filtering, remixing, interacting, tracking, questioning.
This is only the beginning!
Robots gonna fuck your shit up, job gone, motherfucker, just gone, bitch.
Man, the world is gonna change. The world is gonna change. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Share that